Hi book besties, I'm Angel if you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. So glad you've joined us today. And by us, I mean me and my cat. Not this one, the one over there, but you can't even see her right now. But just know her presence is always here, and know that she is the star of every show. She wants that to be known. But as you can see from the title, I'm back again with another TBR chooses my monthly reads, which in this case, the month of May. I like to do a little disclaimers in my videos. I am not saying that I'm going to read all these, I'm not, but I am a big mood reader, so I like to have options. I'm very indecisive as well, so this just really helps me. So yeah, do we want to change the color? What color are we feeling? Are we feeling pink? I for one am always feeling pink, so that is what we're doing. Anyways, I'm going to be choosing 8 to 9 books. Like I said, options. We need options. I did just add some new prompts, and then we also have some new books, so that's even more exciting. Okay, we have a 5-star prediction. We're starting off strong here. Okay. I already know what I'm gonna pick. Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. And this girl is huge. 700 pages, but I'm ready for it. I always think about these characters. I'm always in the mood for Magnolia, BJ, Julian, Daisy, Christian, and their whole little friend group. I love this whole universe. But I am super sad because this is book number 5 in this series, and I don't know when I'm reading a new book, so. But overall, I'm super excited, and I feel like this is gonna be a 5-star because all of the books are 5-star to me. So, 5-star series, if you will. Next one. A children's novel. Okay, so I think I only have one. Matilda, which I'm sure we all know and love. I actually thrifted this book not too long ago, and it's just cute to have. Like, I love the little illustrations in this book, and it's under 300 pages, so it should be a quick, easy read. Maybe like a little palette cleanser, so I'm glad to be adding this to this month's TBR. Moving along. We have a 5-word title. Let's see what we can find. Okay, I was able to find 2 books. So the first option is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I hear that this is a great starter book if you want to get into Brandon Sanderson. I don't know too much about what this is about, but I know that it has to do with like pirates, and then I also think this is kind of like a cozy fantasy, but I'm not too sure. And then the second option, we have The Ballad of Never After. This is the second book in, I don't know the whole series name. It might be the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I did start this book like over a year ago, but I did soft DNF it just because I wasn't in the mood to read it. But it's been over a year, so I'm kind of scared to jump back into this series, but I know that there are diehard fans for this series. And I love Stephanie Garber's writing. It's very lyrical and it's just so pretty. So I do feel like this will be easier to get into rather than a Brandon Sanderson book. So with that being said, I'm going to choose The Ballad of Never After. Let's move on. A book you don't think you'd like. And I know you guys are probably like, if you think you wouldn't like the book, why do you have it? I don't know, I'm easily influenced, okay? And when I wrote this prompt, I thought of like a book that I'm scared of. Not necessarily that I think I wouldn't like it, so don't come for me, thank you. Okay, 2 options here. The first one being Bunny. I'm so obsessed with this cover. So the reason I think I wouldn't like it or am scared to read it, I just hear mixed reviews. I hear like it's weird. I hear it's borderline horror. I heard that it's kind of like the Heathers, but in like a creepy way. If that makes sense. I don't know. That's why I have not read it yet. Did I know what it was fully about before I bought the book? No, but it's gorgeous and I'm obsessed with the cover. But a lot of people actually love this book. So it's about a scholarship student who basically just prefers her own company. Like it says, she's utterly repelled by the rest of her graduate fiction writing cohort, and then she's gonna get involved with these girls. They call each other Bunny and seem to speak and move as one. So she gets involved with them. She gets an invitation, and it says, as Samantha plunges deeper and deeper into the bunnies' world and begins to take part in their monstrous experiments, the edges of reality begin to blur. Soon her friendships with Ava and the bunnies will be brought into a deadly collision. So that's option number 1. And then Haunting Adeline. Now this is a dark romance, but I hear that this is extremely dark. Like, check out the trigger warnings. I am intrigued in like seeing what the hype is about because some people really love this. I have read some dark romances and I don't hate them, so I might be intrigued, but this book is a big book. I'm not really leaning towards the big books. Plus I have Magnolia Parks Into the Dark, and that's 700 pages. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Bunny. I feel like this could be fun. It could be a vibe. You never know. Okay, sorry if the angle changed, but I had to clean up some storage. You guys know how the whole shebang goes. This prompt is a book with sprayed edges. So I only have 2. Oh! No, I actually have 3. Okay, so the first one being Iron Flame. This is the second book in the Empyrean, I think that's what it's called, series. I absolutely loved Fourth Wing. It was a 6-star read for me, but I'm actually terrified to read this because I've heard so many bad reviews, unfortunately. So that's like scaring me off, and it's like a really thick book. I think I probably want to wait until the 3rd book is out, low-key. This one might be on my TBR for a while, but if it's good, let me know, because obviously I need some encouragement. I have Belladonna. This is kind of like a gothic fantasy, but there is also some romance to this. The romance is death itself, but he's a person, if that makes sense. So many people love this. I tried to read this, but I just couldn't get into it, but I am willing to try it again. The next book I have is Assistant to the Villain. This book is exactly what the title says, assistant to a villain. She needed a job, he was hiring, so she's assistant to the villain, and you would do a 2-for check. I did have this on my TBR for last month, did not get to it, but I hear it's like a rom-com, so that seems fun. It seems like a good time. I'm not in a huge fantasy mood. I feel like this is the easiest choice. I'm gonna choose 4 more. A book that takes place in another country. I've already chosen Magnolia Parks, so oh, we got an option. So Harry Potter is like in the UK, right? Yeah, definitely. I have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which is the 2nd book in the Harry Potter series. I did start this in October. I got in the biggest book slump that I've ever been in, so I did not finish it. I feel like this is a great time to hop back into the series. I miss it, and I did start filming me reading the series and then just never finished it, so I can continue with that video, even though it's been a really long time. But anyways, this is the book that I'm choosing. An author never read before, and I'm going to try to get a standalone because this just gives me free range to start a whole new series, but we're going to choose a standalone. Dial A for Aunties. I've never read any books by this author. It says, what happens when you mix 1 accidental murder with 2,000 wedding guests and then toss in a possible curse on 3 generations on an immigrant Chinese Indonesian family? You get 4 meddling Asian aunties coming to the rescue. This just sounds like a great time. This is like a rom-com mixed with a murder mystery. Sounds perfect, sounds fun, and that's all it takes for me to get excited. Okay, 2 more. Okay, a standalone, which the last book would have been perfect for, but do I want to read? What do I want to read? Okay, I chose The Inmate by Frida McFadden. I just love Frida McFadden's books. They're quick, they're easy, straight to the point. I feel like you're hooked to the story immediately. She always has some crazy plot twists. She's just one of those authors where her books you could probably finish in 1 sitting. This is about Brooke Sullivan. She's a nurse practitioner at a maximum security prison, and it says that she's taught 3 crucial rules. 1, treat all prisoners with respect. 2, never reveal any personal information. And 3, never ever become too friendly with the inmate. But nobody knows that Brooke has already broken the rule. Nobody knows about her intimate connection to Shane Nelson, one of the most notorious, dangerous inmates. So she has a past with Mr. Shane, and what happened? Why is he there? Need to know. Okay. Alright, this is our last one. A pretty cover for our last prompt, which honestly I feel like I have a lot of pretty books. So, this is hard. Okay, I've settled on 2 options. The first one, Caraval. This cover is absolutely stunning. This is a YA fantasy. It comes before Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I didn't care to read it in order. I've heard this is kind of like Hunger Games, but in a circus. Honestly, anything that's like the Hunger Games hooks me immediately because I just love the Hunger Games so much. It's about 2 sisters. One sister gets lost or taken, kidnapped, not sure, and the other sister has to basically play the game so that she can save her sister. I could be wrong. I just go off what I hear, what I remember. It says, remember, it's only a game. You can't really trust anything. A legendary competition, a mesmerizing romance, an unbreakable bond between two sisters. This could be a fun option, but I also have in 5 years. I'm trying to show you the gold foiling, but it's just super pretty. This is a romance, I believe. I'm in my romance era. I heard this is about a girl. She wakes up in 5 years, I think. Yes, it says, but when she awakens, she's suddenly in a different apartment with a different ring on her finger and beside a very different man. That sounds like tea. It says Danny spends exactly 1 hour, 5 years in her future before she wakes again in her own home on the brink of midnight, and it is 1 hour she cannot shake. That sounds interesting. Plus, it's super short. It's under 300 pages, so I think we're gonna go with this book. Okay, so we're gonna do a little recap. For a 5-star prediction, I chose Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. For a children's novel, I chose Matilda. For a 5-word title, I chose The Ballad of Never After. For a book I think I wouldn't like / scared to read, I chose Bunny. For a book with sprayed edges, I chose Assistant to the Villain. For a book that takes place in another country, I chose Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. For a book by an author that I've never read before, I chose Dial A for Aunties. Do y'all say aunties or aunties? I say Aunties. For a standalone, I chose The Inmate. For a book with a pretty cover, I chose In 5 Years. But like, look at that, I have such a great variety. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I always enjoy making these TBR videos for you guys. It's just so fun. If you have made it up to this point in the video, comment down below this emoji, just because I like to see who watched my videos all the way through. And it's kind of like an inside joke that only the besties know, so leave that down below so I know if we're besties or not. But okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, seriously, I'm sweating. It's not pretty. Whew.